right, it should be good to go. Well, maybe. Do we know what episode we're at?
58.
Thank you. Done. Redirecting to YouTube. All right. All right, we should be live. We are live and we are recording on all platforms. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the One Take Podcast, episode 58. We are reviewing Speed, not the drug. We're not doing drugs. This is the 1994 action classic, a banger, if you will. I would say so. We are joined, as always, by Dex, Tej, and I'm Roy Ogletree. Jake has the night off, gave him the night off, but Tej is redeeming himself from not doing the Snyder Cut by actually doing an episode this week. Man, I don't know how you got away with that.
My religion doesn't allow me to watch the Snyder Cut. I'm sorry about that.
What religion is that?
I don't know the name of it, but I just know they will not let me watch the Snyder Cut. I watched Justice League in theaters. I've had enough of that film. Thank you, but no thank you. We're
doing okay. Michigan, some frauds.
Lil Nas X is gonna have to put out some Snyder Cut shoes to disrespect Tej's religion.
Oh man, we're clear skin, drinking water. Michigan's frauds. We love it.
Yeah,
Michigan
fuck
loses,
Michigan.
America wins. Fuck
the Big
Michigan.
Ten. Just get out of here. No one wants you here.
And Gonzaga gets to walk into the championship game, as is appropriate for the rest of their schedule. Anyway, enough about basketball. We talked a lot about basketball in the last podcast. So, how we doing? We doing okay? Kind of late night podding?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm getting roasted by Russ stands right now. So, that's going on. But, we out here. We move.
What did you say?
On the internet.
Because you just said "oh brother," and they were like,
literally said, "Oh brother,"
you just said,
and
"Oh brother."
Now I'm a fat bitch. So a bunch of people without their pictures on their profiles want to come at me about how I look at my profile picture, but that's cool. That's cool.
All right, so we're reviewing Speed, the Keanu banger. Dex, you've never seen this movie before. Let's get right into it after about a 3-minute introduction. What'd you think about it? Give it a letter grade. Let's go.
So, yeah, I've never seen this movie. I've heard of it. I knew of it, but I never actually sat down and watched it until now because it's on HBO Max now. Shout out, sponsor of the pod. But, yeah, it was cool. I mean, Tej pointed out that Keanu Reeves can't act before I watched this movie, and then I watched it and I was like, ooh, yeah, Keanu Reeves cannot act. He's not good in this movie, but the movie is really fucking cool. It's a hard concept to mess up. You got to drive the bus fast or it blows up. Other shit blows up. Sandra Bullock is here. Sold, So I give it a solid B+.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take itself too seriously. It doesn't try to do too much. You get a little bit of villain backstory, but not overkill. It just makes sense. You believe his motives. It's cool. I fuck with it. B+.
This falls directly into your I missed it because it's white dad cinema.
Yeah, that too.
It does.
It falls directly into dad got done mowing the lawn. Hey son, come watch this. Millennial dad. He's like, hey, come watch this. See that? That's Keanu. That's John Wick right there.
He was in the Matrix.
So yeah, Tej, you fuck with this movie a lot. You were going off about it in our group message. Go ahead.
So this is one of those sad experiences where you like a movie or you love a movie as you get younger, but as you get older, you realize it's not that good. So I probably haven't seen this movie in at least 10 years. But I've seen it a couple times before. I love Keanu Reeves. I love Speed. This movie's not good. It's actually kind of bad. But I have so much nostalgia for it and love for it that I still really enjoyed watching it again. But it's just not good. Keanu Reeves is bad. The villain is not scary at all. Basically, what makes this movie is the premise is cool. Sandra Bullock is awesome in this film. And Jeff Daniels doesn't fuck the film up. and the black cop, I forgot his name, is awesome. But like this film is bad.
Same dude from Terminator.
Yeah, the same dude from Terminator who bodies it in Terminator in a small role. I love his role in Terminator. But the concept is super cool. But if you think about it for more than 10 seconds, the whole thing doesn't really make any sense. And there are a lot of places in this film where everybody would have died or everybody should have died because the cops did some completely stupid things. And like you expect the people on the bus to do stupid shit. And so I can give them that. But the cops were doing stupid shit. Keanu Reeves is doing very stupid shit. So, and he's just, it's a clear indication of why we love Keanu Reeves, because in the top level Keanu Reeves performances, he doesn't talk a lot because that's where he really struggles as an actor.
It's talking.
And when he's delivering dialogue in this film, it is completely cringeworthy, especially the scene where he starts to realize that they're all going to die. And he starts to have like a conniption in front of the rest of the people on the bus. And he's just like, fuck, shit. It's just like completely bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to interrupt you. I thought that was the one good time that he was on screen. The rest is when he was trying to like convey orders or do anything else where he's like, "What? No, come on. What do you mean?"
It's just bad. But outside of all that, the movie's still a solid B. It's still an enjoyable watch. And if anybody's like Dex and hasn't seen it, I had a conversation with a woman who was born after this movie came out tonight. And I asked her, has she ever heard of this movie? And of course she said, fuck no, I've never heard of this film. I recommended it to her still, even though it's not that great, because it's just a fun ride. So I'll give it a solid B.
It's a TNT banger, man. This thing is on cable TV all day, every day. You can find this on cable TV right now. Let's talk about Speed real quick. As far as the review goes, Speed 1994. I should have given this before I always do this. Speed 1994 has a 7.2 on IMDb. It is a brisk hour and 56 minutes long, as these type of action movies should be. Never over 2 hours. No need.
Yeah.
A young police officer must prevent a bomb exploding aboard a city bus by keeping its speed above 50 miles an hour. That's it. That's the premise. And that's all you need. It's awesome. I'm gonna butcher this name, but it was directed by someone named Jan de Bont, or Jan de Bont, if you're from Texas. It was written by Graham Yost. Has a 78% on Metacritic, which is so high. You would have thought,
that's high.
Like the Snyder Cut had a 55.
That's high as well.
Yeah. Would you believe it if I told you this won 2 Oscars?
No.
What?
It did. It was nominated for 3. It won Best Sound and Best Effects, Sound Effects Editing. So that was before like sound mixing, and it was nominated for Best Film Editing, which I can see actually.
Wow. This is an Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning film. I definitely didn't know that.
Stars Keanu Reeves in his prime, Dennis Hopper, R.I.P., Sandra Bullock, Joe Morton is the guy you were mentioning, Jeff Daniels, Alan Ruck from what's Alan Ruck from? I'm blanking. Ferris Bueller's Day Off fame.
Ferris Bueller, yep.
Yeah, and a cast of other character actors: Beth Grant, Richard Linebeck. Not the pitcher, but the guy they called Gigantor Ortiz, Carlos Carrasco is his name.
That was so weird that they called him Gigantor out of nowhere.
And so on and so forth. This was a hit. $30 million budget, $350 million worldwide gross. This thing, R-rated film too. This film went. Also, great critics reviews. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Terrific. A terrific popcorn thriller. Speed is taut, tense, and
94?
energetic. Yep. With outstanding performances from Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, and Sandra Bullock.
I mean,
outstanding performance from Keanu Reeves.
I would not call his performance outstanding at all.
I mean, most of the reviews are like, yeah, it's good. So it's like, like B+ reviews, but
it's definitely fucking fun. So I can appreciate that. It's still a fun movie, man. It's just, the concept is just too fun. It's just too fun to not have a great time, a great 2 hours. It's just a fun movie, man.
Now, I don't know if this is my review. I don't know if this is the first film to ever do this, but this film has been copied 1,000 times over in the action genre from here until eternity. Like, you can't go under this or do under that or can't cut corners this way. You got to find a way to navigate through these things. And I think the script writing was actually like, the dialogue isn't good. Like, don't get me wrong, the dialogue sucks, and maybe because it's mostly delivered by Keanu Reeves, but everyone outside of Keanu Reeves does a pretty good job. Like, I think Sandra Bullock, obviously, just
she's great. She's great.
Just incredible. And
Jeff Daniels is good, and he doesn't make you think about Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Like, at any point during the movie, you never think about
Dumb and Dumber came out like right before or at the same time as this. So Jeff Daniels, secret heater. But this was Sandra Bullock. I want to say this was one of her first movies. One of her first starring roles. Let me go down.
She crushes it, man. She
was in bit roles in TV and some other movies, but yeah, she was in Demolition Man for a minute. But this is her big break.
Demolition Man, also a movie that is bad, but is also amazing.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if this is bad. I wouldn't consider it like those. I wouldn't consider it like a Steven Seagal direct to VHS.
That's fair.
Sort of action movie. I just wouldn't consider it that. I think it spawns so many things that I have to consider it really good. Now, I wouldn't give it over a B+ just watching it, but the action is so good. The script writing and like how one thing leads to another thing that they have to go. I think it's so fun and good that it's just a blast watching. It really is.
It's so much fun. It reminds me of one of my favorite action movies ever of all time is Die Hard with a Vengeance. And of course, with the whole phone thing, like, of course, like having the payphone.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is this movie, by the way.
Like it's basically this movie. Like, it's basically like guy calls you, gives you orders, tells you what you need to do. If you don't do what you need to do, the bomb's going to go off. Like, it's basically what Die Hard with a Vengeance is, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. One of the most fun action movies of all time. So I definitely appreciate Speed because so many movies took parts of this movie and incorporated them into their movies. And there's just something inherently cool about being in kind of constant contact with the bad guy, but the bad guy's not in front of you, but the bad guy's always watching you. There's just something just cool about that of just like, I can't operate how I would normally operate because the bad guy is watching us. And that kind of dictates the pace of the film. It's just a really cool concept. And it's just a blast to watch, man.
And how they, it's kind of funny how they treat Keanu Reeves. Like, they keep saying like he's a fucking idiot the entire time. Basically,
you're stupid, but you got a big hairy sack on you. Like, all right, bro.
Like, he's just stupid enough to get through this like mastermind criminals booby traps. You know what I mean? Like, what? How does that work? But it's just you're like, oh, I relate to that guy. But when he speaks, it's not great. Dex, somebody tweeted you and said that Keanu Reeves acts in slow motion in this movie.
Yes.
And I cannot agree more. That is the best description I've ever heard of Keanu Reeves acting because he's just so slow to everything. And it's not because he's not charming or anything like that. And he's very good looking in this film. He has all the characteristics of what Hollywood would want you to be.
He just can't talk.
No, it's something about his voice, his delivery. He's so monotonous and like everything else. It's just so slow every single time. And I'm not like, we love Keanu here. He's put out incredible movies.
Yeah, he's been in some real classics for somebody who just cannot act.
And he's also been cast as stupid in more than one film. He's been cast as, or at least
what's
unaware.
funny is I think he knows it. Like, he's like, yeah.
He's been cast as stupid or at least unaware. Like The Matrix, he's not really stupid. He's just like completely ignorant, which is not his fault, I guess. But like, he's just like the whole
like a newborn
entire
baby.
job is like, I don't know what's happening. Fill me in. What's happening? Like, that's him the entire film. Like, he just kind of always works best as that kind of character who doesn't really know what's going on, but he's always brave and he's got a heart of gold. Like, that's his character.
Yeah. That's why he works in these like classic action movies where there's a lot of exposition necessary. because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and the audience doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So it's just like, okay, cool. We're all on this ride together. Me and you, Keanu.
Let side character tell you what's going on.
Yeah. That's the genius of it. He's the everyman. Like even though he's super good looking and a movie star, like they can make him the only man, and he can be the only man who happens to be able to kick ass in every film that he's in. It just works.
Yeah,
and this is one of the early iterations of that.
Go to the land of the real or whatever the fuck in the Matrix, and we're all just like, okay, we're here too, Keanu. Thanks.
We're all on for this ride, buddy. It's like golden retriever energy from Keanu Reeves, but he just straight himbo energy from Keanu Reeves. But he is just but his pivot to, we'll talk about Keanu Reeves later, but his pivot to this kind of run-of-the-mill action star and like Point Break and all that. Well, he's had like 3 pivots in his career, because it was comedy guy, serious to action star with like Point Break and all these things where people thought he could carry some franchises. Then he kind of went away for a minute, and then it was like, all right, I'm gonna do all my own. I'm gonna do the Tom Cruise thing, where it's like all my own stunts, all this own thing, and you're gonna live in this character with me, even though I don't say much. Incredible. What was that?
Sorry, my phone went off.
But back to the movie, it is. I'd say he had 3 pivots. Keanu Reeves has like 5 pivots in his career. Anyway, it is just no exposition. Just, I want money. It is just what you need from an action film, which is what we've seen kind of from the John Wick films. Is he killed my dog that I liked? I'm gonna go kill them, and which is John Wick the villain, but John Wick. But in this movie, it's like, the elevator blew up. I need my money. Yeah. Okay. Give me my money.
You shot me. Now you got to drive the bus real fast so everyone blows up.
Like what a indirect way to take a hostage, man. Come on. Think smarter, not harder here. But it is. And first, he's not like a mass murderer either. Like, he's attempted mass murderer, but he only kills 2 people in this movie.
Yeah, the lady on the bus and
the driver of the first bus.
And then like the pilot who was moving that plane at the end.
No, there was no pilot on the plane.
Are you serious?
I mean, they're pulling it with the truck.
Yeah, there was no pilot on that plane.
True.
That's why they blew it up. They're like no casualties.
Yeah, fuck that plane.
Yeah, we've done enough casualties on this. Which, there's another thing about this too. Something so nostalgic about all practical effects. Like, I don't know. Like, Christopher Nolan blew up a plane, and everybody's like, "Wow, the Speed did it in 1994."
It was fucking awesome. It was awesome both times.
So it's something to be said about just the swiftness of it, the speed of it. Yeah. Get off the podcast. No, the speed of the film, the tight editing, the one-liners. It's just all 90s action nostalgia that you could want, but done to a level that's almost unobtainable anymore. It's not obtainable. You couldn't make this film anymore, I don't think. I said if you made this film in 2021, it'd be made in an Uber XL, and people be fighting over like, if we don't pay for this cab, we don't. the Uber blows up.
Keep the surge at 2.5 or else.
So yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of notes. Is there anything that stood out to this movie, like Dex, like you never watching it, and you're not a connoisseur of 90s dad cinema, like
I'm gonna be honest. I was born in 1995. I didn't go back and watch like a bunch of the shit that came out before I was born.
You need to go back and watch Passenger 57 and also all the 90s action greats.
The Rock, Armageddon.
You know,
oh my God, yes.
Once these things get put on a streaming service that I can just like easily watch them.
Most of them are.
Most of them are.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I watch Speed, because like it's on HBO Max now, and HBO Max is like HBO Max is moving up in the god tier on the low. Like
They have
That
the
is a
best
great
movie.
point.
They have the best movies. I will say that, and they keep doing it. They keep because they own all of the WB stuff, but also, well, I guess they just own all the WB stuff, and WB has just put out bangers. So
yeah, like they have the best like legacy content. Like if you want new shit, then like Netflix is where you go. But all the old movies, Netflix doesn't have shit. Disney Plus has a bunch of kids stuff, but HBO Max has fucking Speed and like just all this other random shit from the 90s that you're like, oh yeah, I used to love that movie.
just quick side note: did you know that the train conductor that was killed in the very end of the movie is Richard Schiff from West Wing?
No, damn.
The train conductor?
Yeah, that was shot at the end of the movie. That's Toby Ziegler from the West Wing.
Oh,
Holy
wow.
shit. Yeah, I did not know.
I don't know. I was just looking at that. Sorry. Anyway, there's so many. Okay, this is where you take points off. There are so many leaps you have to take with this movie.
The plot holes in this film are
Oh,
plentiful.
plus the physics of all of this movie are ridiculous. We don't even have to really talk about the elevator scene, but this movie starts at 110%. Just immediately terrorist plot. We're in, we're going. This is an action movie. Strap in, fuckers. Like, it's just incredible. And the physics of that elevator scene make no sense either. Like, that wouldn't have held. But
also just like the psychology of some of the people in this film, like the fucking
I don't want to get out of
non-playable
the elevator.
characters in this movie. It's like,
The
Unplayable
NPCs,
character.
the NPCs. I don't want to move. Get out of the fucking elevator.
yeah, I gotta stay on the elevator. No, get off the fucking elevator. Get off the fucking bus. Like
That's
this shit is
where
gonna
it starts
explode.
because his little pep speech to her to get her to like come off the elevator is just like, come on, please. And it's like he didn't do anything special to make her be like, oh, okay, I should go now. Like that was
He just
supposed
yelled
to be,
at her until
yeah, that was supposed to be his time to show you like he has heart and to give her like a little pep talk. And he just basically raised his voice, and then she was like, okay, I'm coming. Like,
Okay, you're right. I want to die here.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to move now? Oh, God.
Everyone else is safely off the elevator. I want to stay in here.
What is that? Like, I get it's supposed to be like shock, but everyone is off. No, I can't.
Why
Bitch,
the
you
fuck
better.
not?
why the fuck not? Everybody else is literally safe. All you have to do is take one step, and boom, you could be in safety. You don't even have to lift yourself up. Like,
I think Keanu's best acting, though, is the banter between he and the other. Like, when he's having to do a monologue or any sort of like 3-word sentence, it's not great. But when he's going back and forth, like he and Jeff Daniels have a pretty good rapport, but that's Jeff Daniels' all-time actor. Like, he's really great. And he and Sandra Bullock like are believable, but that's because Sandra Bullock. But like,
And Joe Morton is just like one of the best talkers in Hollywood ever. Like I will listen to that man talk about literally anything in a movie. He just always sounds slightly upset, and it's beautiful.
and like I don't even know if Dennis Hopper is even really good in this movie. I mean, he's an all-time Hollywood legend, but like I don't even know if he's that great in this movie. I don't know who you get to be the villain. I think he scared people back in the 90s, but if you put this villain like Jake Gyllenhaal would like body this role. You know what I mean?
In 2021, you definitely make the villain Daniel Kaluuya. Like that is your guy.
Daniel Kaluuya bodies that role completely.
Yeah.
Just take Daniel Kaluuya from Widows and put him into that role, and you got
exactly. Creepy ass.
He's staring at Keanu like
you got a fucking banger.
No, I think the beginning is awesome. I think it sets the tone immediately. It's like you're going to be on a bus going speeding the entire movie. Like we're not going to start you off with like a desk monologue or whatever about cops and bombs and everything else.
Yeah, we're not gonna give you that like 3 days from retirement. Like I thought I was out of this job.
We're not giving you 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not giving you Morgan Freeman in 7. It's all right. Here's what we're doing. which I guess 7 starts at 11 too, but whoever.
It's just really like once you start to get on the bus, they get into about 367 car accidents in this bus, and somehow the bomb is never compromised, and
Not
they never
once.
even think. And then Keanu Reeves punctures the gas tank of this bus. There's gas leaking everywhere, and somehow the bomb is still not compromised. Like it just the physics of this film make absolutely no sense. But if you can just like suspend the disbelief on that, it's a pretty fun ride. But like if you think about it for longer than a second, you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Like they are hitting every car on the freeway. They're hitting babies or what they think are babies. They're hitting fucking the side of the road. They're jumping over cliffs. Like there's no way that bomb doesn't go off. If like you can't just drive around and play Crazy Taxi and not blow up. Like that bus
What a
was supposed
reference.
to blow up 100 times.
Teach is like a woman driving. Ugh.
Dude,
Sam, she did a perfectly convincing job that she could whip that bus. She was when she was whipping those turns. She made it convincing. I was into it.
Yeah, they was like fucking swinging on the freeway, like sitting sideways and shit. I was like, "Yo, let's go, Sandra."
Better performance than Gravity.
But yeah, dude, watching this movie for the first time in 2021, I was like, I just can't imagine this world where there's something like this happening, a fucking bomb on a bus that can't slow down, but like people in the street just don't know about it. Like,
Bro, the cops can't clear the streets. It's not trending on Twitter or nothing. Like, what are we doing? Get all these people off the freeway.
Not trending on Twitter. There's no live streams. There's no fucking Amber Alerts setting off everyone's phone at the same time.
Everybody's just going about their day like normal LA traffic. Like, get the fuck off the freeway. We have to drive.
Somebody with TikTok would be live streaming in that bus.
Yeah.
Oh, facts.
1000%.
Hey, I'm here on the speed bus. You won't even believe like Keanu's here. Like,
hey, bro, it's a bomb on this bus. We about to die. Let's go.
It's lit.
Smash that subscribe button. Let's go.
Like and subscribe. I'll put up a new video on YouTube. I can't do it on TikTok no more. They're gonna like shadow ban me or whatever. But like, god damn. I just when you text that to the group, I was like, a vlogger would try to like drive up to this bus in their Tesla and be like, "What's up, YouTube?" Oh man, but yeah, I keep thinking about LA traffic, and this is actually kind of the if you're just wanting to make it over the top, it's the great place to put it because everybody talks about LA traffic. I mean, you could put it in Houston traffic, but then you're just going all the way to Galveston at 85 miles an hour.
Nah, they hit fucking 610, 59, and it's like, okay, you're dead. Everyone's
dead. At 5 o'clock, you're like, fuck.
There was a plot point that really made me angry in this film, and well, two. One, when he randomly saw the big Mexican dude or Latino dude, it was like, "Hey, Gigantor!" Like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? Why are we calling this random dude Gigantor?
That's 90s, 80s, brah.
Yeah,
like,
that makes you realize that we're in the 90s. Like, we are not in the current times. We're in the 90s.
And then the other white dude be like, I'm also going to call him Gigantor.
Yes. Like now everybody's gonna call him that. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, the cool dude called him that. I'm gonna call him that too.
The second one that really made me angry. So the cops pull up to the bus, and they have agreed, or the villain has agreed that they can take the bus driver off the bus because he's been shot, right? Okay, so they're gonna take the bus driver off the bus. They take the bus driver off. Everybody's good. The woman, who you can tell is antsy and gonna make a move, walks to the edge of the bus, and the cops, who should already know that we're not allowed to take anybody else on the bus, are like, "Ma'am, give us your hands. Give us your hands." It's like, how do we have such an epic miscommunication? The cops should know I'm driving away. Like, I'm not. I know this woman wants to get off the bus, but I'm not going to help her get off the bus.
Teach. This is a police force that didn't know a highway was incomplete.
Oh my god, bro!
So you're severely overestimating the LAPD.
Like, bro, don't y'all fucking drive in LA every day? You don't know that there's
the
a
90s
highway?
was
Get on the highway.
Fine.
Just go. Like, why wouldn't cars be on this highway that are like?
Yeah, we're just vibing. We're just chilling, floating down the highway. No worries
Just
here.
open up Google Maps and see if the highway exists. Like, what are we like? The 90s are a different time. We're looking at a paper map and we're just gonna go on what this paper map says. Like, they're like, oh,
paper
there's no
map says
freeway.
it's complete. Like, no, bitch.
Like, y'all don't like physically see this. None of y'all were like, "Oh, I'm driven by there. The highway's not done."
Not
They didn't
one of
realize
the
this
news
until they
helicopters
were-
was like, wait.
There are helicopters in the sky. The helicopters be like, guys, I don't really see anything going on at the end of that freeway. And I realize it's because the freeway literally stops existing. You can't do this. Like, they should have some forewarning, but they don't know until they're like a mile away. And it's like, oh shit, there's no freeway
So
here.
stupid. It's so dumb. It's so ridiculous, but it's so awesome though because he's just like speed up. And you're like, what? Like what?
And then the best
Like
part,
not turn around. Like we're not gonna turn around.
at the end of the movie, they just do it again. They just
Yeah.
do the same plot point. Oh fuck, the subway's not done. Oh well, we'll just go faster.
I wrote that down. I was like, he can accelerate because I didn't quite get to the end of the movie, but I've watched it 1,000 times. But like, he can accelerate, but he can't unaccelerate, decelerate. He can't do that.
Yeah, I guess not.
Like what?
Yeah, there was something in there about like the emergency brake being like blocked or broken.
Yeah, but he
or
can't like
something.
pull down on that
Can't, like,
lever. He can
pull
only
the- yeah.
push up.
Like Petey Pablo said, train coming full speed, ain't nothing stopping this thing.
Train come and get off the tracks. Like the okay, we got to talk about the jump. Well, actually, we got to talk. You were talking about the they hit so many cars. They're like, take the curve, and they just nail 38 cars in LA traffic. He's like, take the shoulder. He's like, bah, 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 bah. And it's just like nothing happens. Like, did he made the most secure bomb on the planet?
Yeah,
That bomb had to be encased in 7 different cases of something, but it wasn't. It was literally just hanging on the bottom of a bus.
Yeah.
And somehow they were able to hit every car on the freeway in LA, and the bomb was never compromised.
Like wires were hanging out there like silly string. They were just like, yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about this, why the fuck did he have so much time to fiddle with this bus? Like, but when
How
he
does
was
he have
installing the
access to
bomb,
this?
yeah, like that seems like shit that would take a long ass time. Like, why was nobody around this bus when you were setting up this intricate, complicated bomb?
We have to
What I-
talk about the airport scene. We have to talk about the airport.
We will. What I want to know, going way back, I think the filmmaking, actually, not to keep shitting on this, but I think the filmmaking in this is great. A lot of handheld shots, which is something you just didn't get in the 90s, like following Keanu running. But how does Keanu, I don't even know his name, Jake? What is his name in this?
No, Trevor.
No, it's not Trevor.
Wait, isn't it?
No.
What's his name?
Yeah. Oh, Jack, which
Jack.
is the classic
Classic
Action-
white hero. Jack.
action star named Jack. The how does he know?
Jack Traven. That's where you got Trevor.
Yeah.
from.
Oh, there you go. That Jack Traven.
How does he know the first bus driver? And I think Jack knows everyone in this town.
You mean LA?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think he knows everyone in LA. And it's just because it's like everyone that he meets is like, I'm Jack. He's like, oh yeah, of course. Like he gets coffee and they're like, the bus driver's like, you fuck anyone last night, Jack? And he's just like, no. And he's so distraught. Obviously, he's a cop. He's like the heart of gold guy. But like the bus blows up and he's like, oh my God. And he's like running after it.
Like,
'Cause
bro, what are
he's-
you going to do? It's a bus on fire. Like,
Yeah.
I love how he just gets close. He just keeps coughing. Like, what did you expect to do? Like, that man is dead. I'm sorry, Jack. That man is dead.
yeah, sorry to this man, but he's done.
He's-
You're good.
He
dead
is
a long
burnt.
time ago.
But he was gonna run up to the bus and I guess like try and take this man out of the burning bus, but the payphone rang. So he's like, you know what? Fuck that guy. Let's answer
Why
the
answer
payphone.
What was the intuition like? Hello.
He
Why?
just inherently knew that phone call was going to be for him in the middle of this very trying thing where the bus just blew up and his friend died. He just knew that phone call was for him.
Oh, speaking of blowing up, all the way back, he shoots Jeff Daniels in the leg, by the way, and he just drops him.
Which made no sense at all.
Yeah. He's like, shoot the hosses, and he shot him, and he's like, fuck, can't drag this gimp around. And he walks into the garage and blows up the bomb, and everyone in the LAPD is like, he's dead.
Nobody checks for a body.
Nobody checks for
enough for me.
Just like, oh, he's dead. Like, we'll just move on.
They don't explain that at all. I will say that's a huge plot hole where they're just like, y'all get medals. He's dead for sure. Done. Like what? We didn't find any bones or nothing.
Yeah, he's dead. It's over. Thanks, guys. We did it.
Oh, okay. But then advancing, they hit a I don't know what homeless woman had a bunch of cans in a stroller. Mm-hmm. That was interesting.
Dude, I was like, yo, is this movie that fucked?
Are they about to kill this baby?
I had never seen this before.
2021,
like,
they kill that baby.
And Sandra Bullock has to like live with the guilt and is like
that
getting
trauma.
flashbacks, like while she's driving this bus with that baby or whatever. But I was like, yo, I didn't know we were doing it like that in the 90s. I didn't know we were that fucked. Oh, it's some cans. Okay, cool. Thanks.
And Keanu delivers the lines, it's just cans. It's just cans.
Which he would have said either way. Even if he saw a baby fetus on the road, he's like, oh, it's fine. It's cans. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Sandra Bullock still doesn't know whether she killed the baby or not. She will never know. She just thinks it's cans because Keanu thought quick on his feet. I like that plot point better. It was a baby, but they just showed us cans, but it was actually a baby.
Good Lord. Yeah, so they drive through that. They drive through downtown LA traffic. They somehow keep 55 miles an hour in a bus.
Absolutely impossible.
Yeah. For those of us that, we've done Houston traffic, but LA traffic seems like a different thing.
Downtown LA traffic is a completely different thing, even by itself. There's no way. Everybody's dead, including everybody also stuck in traffic downtown, because when that bus blows up, it's blowing up like 20 cars around it. Like, everybody's dead.
Just 185 casualties on the 101.
Also, that dude trying to explain to his insurance, hey, yeah, my car door is gone. A cop used it to board a moving bus. If he survived.
It wasn't an accident. He did that on purpose, actually. He literally was waiting for a car to hit my door so that it could be broken so he could more easily jump onto the bus.
If that guy lived, then he is fucked.
He did live, but the thing is, it's like those water barrels at the end, you know what they cover up? The end of like a separation steel beam, basically.
Yeah. Like if you're driving too fast and you hit that thing, you're dying.
He's gonna like split in half. You know what I mean? But he just gets out of the car like, oh. But all right, we got to talk about the big scene in this. Besides the airport scene, God, there's so many set pieces in this movie. The jump. That bus is falling straight down.
Facts.
It's going and it's just going straight down, hitting the ground. Everyone dies before the explosion even happens.
Yeah, there's no way. We already talked about how it was fucking dumb that they didn't know that the highway wasn't finished. But it's even dumber that he was like, you know what? We'll just fucking jump across this 50-foot gap of highway. Going 75 miles an hour in a bus.
We're gonna jump it. No, I don't like that confidence.
That's not how buses work. I don't think we're gonna jump it. Shout out to Hey Arnold for recreating that scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in like the Hey Arnold movie, there's not like a bomb or anything, but they have to jump a highway in a bus, and they do it.
That would have made the Hey Arnold movie incredible. There's a bomb on this bus, Arnold. Gerald, can you defuse it? Nah, but it's funny because it's like they almost hit a ramp or something at the end and it just goes, vroom, and it just goes straight up and comes
Like
out. But that bus is going, whoop.
It's not like it was a close, like they actually made it by a good amount. And I'm like, no, there's no way. Even if you make it, you're not making it with that much. Like some of that bus is going to be hanging off at the end until you are able to get it back up. Like
he's doing the whole rock the bus thing that they did in the intermediate when they're trying to turn the curve. He's just like back, forth, like he's just trying to get everybody at the front of the bus to weigh it down. But man,
did y'all ever try to tip the bus when y'all were in school? Because we definitely tried to tip the bus.
That seems like a really bad idea. Why would I want to tip the bus that I'm on? You mean
because we were children, we were dumb.
Fuck that.
No, but my friend did have at baseball practice. He, one of the first ones to drive because he was older or whatever, and he had one of those Ford Rangers, and it was just, if you don't know what a Ford Ranger looks like, it's basically just it's basically four wheels and a cab, and everybody on the baseball team basically flipped that truck over. They just rocked it hard enough until it flipped over.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to do these things. We just do.
Just do. All right, Tej, what did you want to talk about at the airport?
All right.
There's a lot to talk about at the airport because the back half of this movie is mostly the airport.
I have a big issue with this part of the movie. So
they jumped the highway, by the way, and he's like, "Get off!"
He makes the amazing decision to jump the highway to get off at the airport so that they can drive around the tarmac and basically be unimpeded, and there will be no cameras there, which will help because then they think the terrorists can't see them. Perfect. So they are doing this. It's a great idea. So when the scene first starts, them driving around in a circle, they think that the bad guy can't see them, but they still don't try to evacuate the bus, even though they don't think the terrorists can see them. And there's about 30 minutes in there where they are driving around the tarmac, and they realize the bus is running out of. So he tries to disarm the bomb. They realize the bus is running out of gas. During all this time, I skipped a part. So before they started to disarm the bomb, they're driving around in a circle. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And they think the plan is that Jeff Daniels is going to go find the terrorist at his house and kill him. That's
damn, they did him so fucking dirty in this movie.
Bro, they shot him like a fucking
Jeff Daniels went out very sad. But in between the time where they thought that they were driving around unnoticed, I don't understand why they didn't try to evacuate the bus at that point before they realized that there's a camera on the bus. But that doesn't make any sense, but fine. So they see the camera on the bus, they loop the video, and then Keanu Reeves is going to go under the bus to try to disarm the bomb.
No, he goes under the bus to try to disarm the bomb because he was like, just let me off. He's like, what?
So he knows that he can get off the bus without asking he asked the bad guy for permission to get off the bus, even though he thinks that the bad guy can't see the bus anymore because there's no more cameras in the sky. I don't understand why he's asking the bad guy that. And I also don't understand why he's like, fuck this, I'm hanging up on the bad guy, I'm getting off the bus, but also everybody's getting off the bus because the bad guy can't see us anymore. That would have been a bad plan because it turned out to be a camera there, and they would have blown the bus. But they didn't know there was a camera there. They should have established that there was a camera on the bus prior to getting to the airport so that you never have to think about why they don't just get off the bus at the airport before you know there's a camera there. But what really bothers me about the airport scene, so there's no cameras there. Nobody can see that anything's happening. A bus crashes into a plane. It makes the biggest explosion I've ever seen. And somehow the villain is still unaware that the bus is blown up so that they can do the thing at Pershing Square at the subway because the villain doesn't know that the bus is blown up yet. But that explosion is massive at the biggest airport in the country. There's no way that that's not hitting the news within 5 minutes. There was a massive explosion at LAX. That's hitting the news. And then he's going to be like, oh shit, that's probably my fucking bus with a bomb on it. It's been detonated. Everything's done. I'm not going to go to Pershing Square to pick up this money because everybody's dead. They have no reason to pay me any money anymore. I don't understand that plot point at all. That explosion was massive. That would have taken out like half the airport. That would have been all in the sky. LA is really nasty with the pollution, but if an explosion like that happens, like we're all going to be breathing that air for the next 3 days. The villain doesn't know that explosion happened.
Yeah, and people are in the airport and they can fucking see
people in the airport that would have heard that.
There's air traffic controllers. People can see this shit. Like, it's right there.
2021. This is a different movie. They had to explode something. That's the whole point.
That explosion was fucking awesome, by the way. But
yeah, it's
I
awesome.
don't know how no I saw.
The point I have about that scene is that he just enters he just demands Sandra Bullock enter LAX, the tarmac, and they don't get shot.
Yeah, nobody's like, what the fuck is this like speeding
No
bus
way.
doing?
Yeah, no way that LA. No way that I mean, 1994, different time. Post 2001, no way that LAPD communicates fast enough that these people don't get gunned down.
They are putting holes in that bus ASAP. That bus is blowing up. Oh, sorry guys, we didn't know. They're blowing that shit up.
For all we know, this is Al Qaeda. But the thing with them driving around, and I don't have a problem with the explosion, but you are right. What I have thought about though is how they loop the video. That doesn't make any sense because they're like, you can tap into this feed, right? Like how? What?
Yeah, how?
But
doing
also,
what?
But also, they're like, they go to the media and they're like, you need to stop filming. No, that doesn't happen. Sorry. You know what the news and CNN and everybody tells the LAPD when they tell them to stop filming? Shut the fuck up. I'm going to film the bus that has a bomb on it.
Well, I have a right to be here. They're definitely not just going to do it. I should have a right to be here. I'm going to tweet about it. You're not going to get away with this.
Yep.
Meanwhile, everybody on the bus
these
dies.
Credentials, bitch.
I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Everyone in that film is like, yeah, sure, I'll stop filming. Not a fucking chance.
Everybody on that bus dies.
Not a chance.
Will not turn off those cameras for 1 second. Fact.
You want me to record what? Like, nah. I gotta keep this thing rolling. Paid by the hour.
You know how much this helicopter costs, bro? This shit is staying in the air. Let's go. But yeah, man, I like that whole airport scene. It doesn't make any sense logically, but the whole time I was like, "This is awesome. This is so dope."
It was just amazing.
My favorite thing is how the series of unfortunate events that I talked about earlier, in the writing of, okay, we're going to throw him under this bus, which is a great shot, by the way. And they don't even try to like maintain his speed or how fast he's going under the bus. Also, how does he fit under there? Like, how skinny is Keanu that he's not getting his head taken off by that? And the series of unfortunate events, all right, we hit another flat tire, yada, yada, yada. The thing breaks, it unfolds. But out of all the places that I can stab a knife or a screwdriver
into the gas tank.
So now we're running out of gas on top of everything else, which means we got to get these people off ASAP. You know what I mean? It's just a series of unfolding unfortunate events, which is incredible. And I love that about this film, where it's just like, what else can go wrong? And it's a disaster film too, on top of like the Roland Emmerich films or whatever. It's just a disaster film on top of that. And it's just great fun filmmaking, where it's just like, all right, oh shit, I stabbed the gas tank. You're just like,
I love how he comes back up and he's like, we're losing gas, and he never like tells her like why we're losing gas. We're losing gas because I just stabbed the gas tank. Like I stabbed it repeatedly. I did that. Like the bus is not leaking by itself. I actually did that. Sorry.
And you see, and it's funny, it's not great filmmaking here, but that you see the gas tank go like half, quarter, empty really quickly. But then it's like there's a 10-minute stretch where they're trying where they're trying to figure out if they can get a tanker truck to them. Jeff Daniels dies, and then they're trying to figure out if they can evacuate and loop the video by the time this thing gets to empty. And it's just sitting on empty, which I guess is like typical for any car, just going 30 miles.
With a hole in the gas tank. Also,
in a bus.
How does the tanker truck plan make any sense? There's
the gas tank has a hole in it.
The fucking gas tank. If y'all bring the truck here, you're gonna put gas in. It's gonna run right back out. We literally don't have any more time. Like that.
It's like when an airplane refuels midair. They're just like,
But he should have known. He stabbed the gas tank. So he's like, I know he asked for a fuel truck, and it's like, the fuel truck won't help you because the fucking bus has a hole in it. Like the fuel will not stay there. Thus, it cannot fuel the bus. Like that plan didn't make any sense. Keanu is an idiot. It makes no sense.
All right, everyone on the bus, I'm going to need you to drink the gas. We're going to spit it into the tank one by one.
They can at least have him say, we're going to need someone to patch the bottom because there's a hole in the tank. And boom, now that plan makes sense. But they ask him specifically. They say, Sandra Bullock says, do you think this plan is going to work? Like refilling the truck? And he goes, I don't know. You do fucking know. You stabbed the tank. You didn't.
Yeah, you know this shit is not going to work, you fucking idiot.
It's not going to fucking work, Keanu.
Hey, I just love how they get everybody off like everybody's kind of just waltzing off the thing. They walk across to another thing, and the last guy, of course, is probably the fourth most famous person in this from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah, yep. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I do love that line where he's like, "We're back at the airport." Why? I've seen the airport. This pretty good line.
Like, bro, fuck off.
Yeah. And we got to talk about how he's like, you're a real stupid motherfucker, but you have some big hairy cojones.
But going back to my man's like taking forever to get off this fucking bus, what else are you going to do? Like, are you going to just stand here and like blow up because you're afraid to walk on this wooden plank? Like, this is the best option.
Nah, I'm jumping, dude. I am Supermaning to that other.
All these old people have walked across this plank like unscathed. These like small women have walked across this plank. Gigantor is across the plank. But you're just gonna you're too scared. Now you're scared. You've been on a fucking bomb bus for an hour.
Yeah.
You know what? It proves how bad the dialogue in this is filmed. The scene where the guy says, "I can't die. I have a daughter." And the reaction of one of his compatriots is immediately, wait, are you saying that because you have a daughter that your life is worth more than mine? He literally never said such a thing.
I forgot it. I meant to mention that because there's like a slight moment where they try to humanize the rest of the people in the bus, and it just doesn't work. If you just let them be casual, like cannon fodder, like it works fine, but it just, you just let them interact with the world that they're in because they're humans. We're all just going to be like, oh, God, I hope they get off this bus. But there is like a slight moment where it's like one dude tries to kill Keanu and then another, we forgot to mention
like, what the fuck was that? I can't go back.
I ain't going back to jail. They're like, dude, you're on a bomb bus. You're going to like,
you're definitely not going back to jail because you're dying.
For sure.
Like, bro, do you think a cop, got on this moving bus to arrest you?
Have you ever heard of someone that got arrested on a moving fucking bus that didn't stop for petty crimes that you committed, bro? Like, what are you doing?
I was driving down
one time. He was like, I'm not going back. You're like, whoa.
It's not like he stopped the bus. He literally didn't stop the bus. If the cops want to board your bus to arrest you, they're fucking pulling the bus over. This guy just crashed cars on the freeway to get on this bus, and you think that he's doing this to arrest you? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, this man fucking saw you sitting on the bus on the highway
and said, that's my man. I got to get on that bus.
Like, oh, shit. I saw that guy selling crack in the neighborhood. Got to get him.
Holy shit, outstanding parking tickets. Fuck.
Like, it's a bus. It makes stops. The cops could just meet you at your stop. Like, why would they board your bus in that manner and risk their lives to arrest you? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
The way you're going to get out of this is by shooting the fucking cop on a bus in front of everybody.
In front of 30 people that know your face.
We talked about that. We didn't talk about this. They just shoot the driver of the bus.
Yeah. One of the funniest looking people I've ever seen, by the way. Just his whole look is hilarious.
He's like in Martin. He's like on Martin a lot. Like, he's like a character. He's like a comedian.
My man's hair is interesting.
He's hilarious looking and everything.
But yeah, he just gets shot, and then they're like, hey, you random ladies, y'all are women. Y'all know how to nurse wounds. Fix it.
Fix him.
You probably person going to it on an audition. You can drive a bus, right? Yeah, that was stupid. But that and the humanizing moment of like you're better than me because your daughter is here, and just like just keep them as is. You know what I mean? But then
It's my first time in LA. Oh my god, big city. Oh no,
just
I'm
the
gonna die.
minimal amount of characters.
I'm gonna die.
The minimal amount of characters. Well, he'd be in the front page of his Kansas City newspaper. The minimal amount of characterization is incredible, but the end of the airport scene when they literally like surfboard down the runway, also an iconic shot.
That was an incredible shot.
But they're rolling off that thing and getting so much road burn by the time that they are going under the bus wheels. Like, there's no way that works.
They tried to make her like put like one little gash on her leg to make it feel like no, they are both really fucked up from that.
Also, the paramedics,
really
also the paramedics tried to treat that with like Neosporin. They're like, here. I don't know, man, but yeah, it is.
Rub some tussin on it, you'll be fine.
So, what do we think about the ending act? How it all ends?
First, I want to just say if both of them could fit on whatever the fuck that was on the bottom of that bus, Rose and Jack could have both lived in the Titanic on that door.
I had the same thought. I had the same thought.
Really? That's incredible. That's yes.
They could have made it because they were
together,
narrow as hell, and they made it. They made it work. But Jack had to freeze. I smell some bullshit there. But yeah, the final act, they started to lose me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like once they got into the subway,
they jumped the shark so hard.
Once they got on the subway, I was like, okay, let's wrap this up, guys.
They jumped the shark even more than like jumping the shark when the bus jumped the highway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody off this fucking train. Like, all right, cool.
He got Sandra Bullock. Wow. Oh no.
But also, you know what's funny about that is it happens in action movies all the time where when the hero is like being escorted away by an ambulance, he's like, take me to the scene. And they just you're just going to the hospital. You know what I mean?
Like, we made the joke about you having the rest of the day off. Go home.
Exactly. He takes him to the crime scene and he walks into the barbershop and then there's like Sandra Bullock's just sitting there like, I wonder when Jack's gonna get back. You know what I mean? And it just leaves her open to be kidnapped. But it's just a common movie trope that I actually kind of hate, where they're just like, take me to where, you know, like. But also in that scene, most obvious snipers of all time
ever.
What are we doing?
The entire police presence at that scene was so obvious, and the whole point is we are luring the villain here to do a pickup, which means basically like he thinks that he's going to get the money and run away. So this very obvious police presence are the cars literally skidding into place downtown. Is like, why are we being so obvious? Why are we using cop cars? Like, they didn't even try to hide that shit. They didn't even attempt to hide that shit.
He looks out of his window without binoculars, like sniper.
Just a naked eye, just like got him, snipers. Okay. Yeah. But also, this man is like the smartest movie villain ever, knows all this shit about bombs, is a former cop, and he didn't expect the die pack to be in the money bag that they gave him.
I wrote that down. That was the dumbest shit.
That doesn't make any sense.
He sits there, he's like, my money, and he's like, pa! What happened?
My money. Like, bro, have you not done this shit before? Like, you don't know this works? You thought they were just literally going to give you $3 million?
We've had die packs since people were robbing banks in like the 1930s. Like, there's no way that this hardened criminal was like, yeah, let me just take this bag of money. Like, what?
Yeah, no issues here. They gave me my money, all cash.
And that sets him off to be like, Jack, you son of a bitch. And he's just like, just goes and chases after him and they fight while he's holding the bomb trigger, mind you, on the top of the train.
Jack getting his ass kicked by this old man with one hand. I was like,
I will.
what the
Jack
fuck?
has been through some shit all day.
He
My
had
dude-
He had a rough fucking day.
True.
My
But I was
Dennis
like, yeah,
Hopper's
he's
been
getting
sitting
his
around drinking
ass
Coke.
Whooped.
He was slapping him with the bomb handle. He was the bomb trigger just hit him in the face. But the ending line sucks.
It's really bad.
Yeah, but I'm taller.
Yeah, no. Fuck that.
Also, Pop Quiz Hotshot is like an iconic quote from this movie, and it also sucks.
I don't hate that one, but I do hate the yeah, but I'm taller, just because he lifted him up and knocked his head off. Very Mission Impossible vibes with that, but I think that came this came first. But the oh man. And then they just can't get off the train.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then downtown LA, like near the Chinese theater, they're just like, let's jump this train.
Sandra Bullock being like, wow, you did leave me. I was like, I probably would have left, to be honest.
I would have ducked.
Yeah, sorry. Just like that dude that was in the elevator at the beginning. Like the old lady didn't want to come through. He was like,
I'm
well,
out.
fuck you. I'm gone.
Dude, yeah, I'm not that brave. No, thank you. But also I think he could have kicked that pole out of the train.
Nah, he just got his ass whooped by that old man. He has CTE right now.
That's true. The ending of this movie actually just ends up being just like they survive, they jump the track or whatever, and they just cut to Keanu and Sandra Bullock, and her arms are like dislocated or ripped out of the sockets because that pole did not come out of the ground.
And then everybody is like rushing into
Oh
the street.
shit.
Oh shit. It's a
Ugh.
train. But I mean, that's realistic though, because I would definitely do that same shit. Like I see a fucking train pop out of the ground and shit into the middle of the street. Yeah, I'm running to the street with everyone else to figure out what the fuck is happening.
What's up, YouTube? A train just came out of the fucking street. All right. Anything else? I thought the way that Dennis Hopper held the phone was very annoying.
That phone was big as shit.
Had it like this. He held it opposite ear, opposite hand. And I think it was to say, oh, hey, my thumb is missing on my other hand. But just hold it like this.
It was in the early days of cell phones where people only had cell phones in their cars. And so when he takes the phone from the black guy, that's the phone he uses for the whole movie. I just find that funny because it's such a big, obnoxious ass phone.
Jesus. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
An iPhone could have prevented this whole movie from happening.
Yeah, probably.
One iPhone.
This movie is so stupid, but it's so good.
That shit is a fucking banger. That shit is fun, man.
I can't get over how bad they did Jeff Daniels in this movie. They shot him in the leg.
They shot him, then blew him up.
Yeah, they shot him in the leg, and the bomb expert goes into a home of a bomb specialist, and he's like, oh.
And he never
There's a
expected, like,
bomb.
maybe there'll be bombs in here.
I'm gonna pull up on this guy. He's not gonna see it coming. He'll have
And they
no
had him
idea.
in the most swaggerless jeans of all time in the scene before he goes to the house. The jeans he was wearing at work, those shits were mega trash. They put my guy Jeff Daniels in some swaggerless ass jeans and then blew him up 5 minutes later.
I mean, like, Jeff Daniels is swaggerless, but like,
that's true. But he literally gets better fits off in Dumb and Dumber. That's bad because it's not like he was getting fits off in that film.
I do like when he gets his head off. He lost his head. That's the like one liner in this movie.
Dex, have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yes, I think I saw it like once a long time ago.
Oh wow.
And have not seen that film. This is a classic.
All right. Jeff Daniels gets drunk. He's like, I'm gonna go home, have some sex.
Have some sex. Aggressive.
Yeah. There's also a line that's from Dennis Hopper that says, "Don't fuck with daddy." All right. Keanu movies draft. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. I love Keanu.
All right, let's get a draft order, Dex.
All right, so let's see who gets to take the Matrix number 1 overall.
Wow.
I've got Tej, Royden, Dex.
All right.
Number 1 pick for me, the coolest movie of all time, The Matrix, is an easy decision. I don't have to explain it. Keanu doesn't have to do a lot of acting because he's literally just confused the whole movie, because I'm sure he as an actor never understood the script. So he's just acting confused the whole time. And it's
I love this take from you. That's incredible.
It's a banger, man. It's the perfect use of that actor and his skills. It's still the coolest movie I've ever seen to this day. That shit is a banger. I'm taking The Matrix number 1.
My number 1 pick is Matrix Revolution. No, I'm kidding. My number 1 pick is John Wick, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, by the way. When I saw the trailer for that movie, I was like, this is gonna fucking stink. It was awesome.
That film is incredible.
Incredible. It was just like, okay, all right. So this is what we're doing now in action movies forever. And they are. It happened in Nobody, too.
Was Nobody good, by the way, Tej? I know you went and saw it in theaters.
It's a perfectly fine return to the movie theaters. It's fun. It's a solid B movie. It's not like incredible, but it was fun. I would recommend it.
But
it's got big John Wick energy, obviously, but except for it's Saul Goodman as John Wick, so it's obviously
more funny.
A bit different.
Yeah.
It's more comedy, and Christopher Lloyd and the RZA are in it.
Okay. All right, Dex.
So with my pick, my first pick, I'm gonna go with another movie that kind of like Speed, that is just fucking cool. Like, you just don't think about it too much. I'm gonna go with Point Break.
Ooh,
banger.
Yeah, another one of the few 90s action movies that I've actually seen. It's just fun. You just have a good time. You don't have to think about it.
It's fun.
Just rad.
Utah. Give me 2.
And then for my next pick, this is a little off the beaten path because he's like has a very, very small part in it, and it's animated. But I'm gonna go with Toy Story 4.
Damn it, that was gonna be one of my
Wow.
sleeper picks. That was nice. I really like that pick.
Rachel.
Dude, that movie is so good. That character is so funny. Just banger.
It's amazing.
I'm glad we got Toy Story 4.
Him jumping that gap and then just smacking the light bulb or whatever is really funny. My next pick, actually, instead of John Wick 2, I'm gonna go with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, number 2. Our introduction, not introduction, but it's when Keanu became almost a household name, I feel like.
Yeah. Great pick.
And very stupid. Apparently people I haven't seen the second one. The third one. I think people really like the third one. But the first one is one of those ones where there's so many 80s adult jokes that you don't get when you watch it as like a 12-year-old, that you're just like, you go back and you watch it and there's like, what's your favorite number? 69, dudes. It's just so stupid and funny. Like, just it's so stupid and funny, but it's also well drawn out, and the characters are lived in from all the people that they rescue from time and everything else. He's like, had wooden teeth, saved Moby Dick, or killed Moby Dick. He's like, George Washington. It's just so stupid, the entire movie, but it's very funny and classic late 80s cinema.
Nice. I got to pick 2. I'm picking the second best John Wick movie, which is John Wick 3. I'm not a big fan of John Wick 2, but I love John Wick 3. So
John
I'll
Wick
take
3
that
was
movie.
too long, man. It was too much.
Bull Bound is in John Wick 3, and he gets killed with a book. That's all I need to tell you about that film. It's incredible. Also, Halle Berry's in that film, and she fucking murders niggas with dogs. That shit is incredible. I love that movie. But my other movie I'm taking, I was going to take Toy Story 4, but that was robbed there. So I'm going to take a very much film that people shitted on, and rightfully so. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to take Constantine. I love Constantine.
Oh, boo.
I think Constantine is good. I liked it at the time. There are still some of us that still like this film. And I like it more, I think, than I like The Matrix 2, which was my other choice there. So I'm going to take Constantine.
It's ahead of
I've
it.
never seen Constantine.
I will say it's kind of ahead of its time for like darker. It's a Marvel movie, isn't it? Is Constantine Marvel?
I don't think
Or
so.
No, DC.
It's DC.
Yeah, it's ahead of its time for darker comic book films, but I don't know how good it is actually.
I feel like I enjoyed it at the time, but I will say that I haven't seen this movie in at least 10 years. So
I wonder if it's on
who knows
HBO.
if I actually liked it. But it made a lot of money because it had Keanu Reeves in it, and
it is on HBO Max.
I'm gonna have to watch it again. I actually liked it. It had a 46 on Rotten Tomatoes, but on IMDb it has a 7 of 10. So who knows, man?
50 on Metacritic. So there you go. My next is Speed. Got to take one we just talked about. I don't know if it launched him into stardom or if he was already a star, but it maintained his stardom for sure for a long time. And this movie has been replicated a million times. We just talked about it. All right, Dex.
So I'm gonna go with another like small part for him with my third pick, and I'm gonna go with Always Be My Maybe.
Yep.
I just love
his cameo there.
Incredible.
Yeah, just hilarious.
Incredible.
Loved his cameo. That was great.
Yeah, that shit was amazing. I need to watch the movie again. Honestly, I struggle to revisit Netflix films because they're Netflix films, but that's one worth watching again. I think
I enjoyed that one too.
And then my last pick, I'm gonna go with Hardball. It's just
fuck yeah,
classic.
Yes, a banger.
We going to the ship. We going to the ship. I think about that.
I love
shit.
it when you call me Big Pop.
Do it for G Baby.
Dude, the Hardball has so many classic scenes.
G Baby.
Dude, I gotta watch Hardball again. That shit's probably on HBO Max too.
Caught me by surprise. Track 2, right before your eyes.
God, man. A Michael B. Jordan banger.
Oh yeah.
Love Hardball. Great film.
I mean, I want to go with like a more kind of, I don't even know niche, but kind of classic film, but I got to go with John Wick 2. Like, he has made 3 great action movies back to back to back. And I know you, TG, said you don't like John Wick 2, but there's some classic scenes from that. And he pays it off. He kills a guy with a pencil in that movie. So it is what it is. And the scene where him and Common are fighting also in the subway, but then like shooting at each other in the subway system is incredible with silencers.
My main issue with John Wick 2 is Common's performance. I hate every second of it.
Hey, John, you working again?
Oh,
Afraid so.
God.
I'm gonna watch John Wick soon, but it's on HBO.
I got the last pick, don't I?
Yes, sir.
Easy decision. I'm going with the replacements.
Yeah,
he made me think he was a quarterback. I'll take it. It's not a great film, but I love Gene Hackman. I love Keanu Reeves. I'll take that.
On TBS all the time.
Literally all the time. That and The Longest Yard basically are propping up TBS and TNT.
Yeah. Shane Falco was his name.
Shane Falco
has a 30 on Metacritic.
Not great. Not great.
I love the replacements though. I'm not going to argue with you actually.
I enjoyed it. I feel like I enjoyed it. I don't think I've seen it more than once, maybe twice, but I enjoyed it.
Of course, The Devil's Advocate.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Also, Speed 2 was available. If Dex would like to
He's
dive
not in
further into
Speed.
the
He's not in Speed. He's not in Speed 2.
Oh, wait, who's the star of Speed 2?
Oh shit. But Sandra Bullock's in it, but this is a classic movie trivia thing. Jason Patrick.
Ugh.
I didn't know there was a Speed 2. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Speed 2 Cruise Control. They put it on a boat.
They put it on a boat on a cruise ship, and it has a
isn't nearly as
3.9.
cool.
Has a
Isn't nearly as
3.9
cool.
on IMDb.
There's no fucking traffic in the ocean. It's not nearly as cool.
At the beginning, didn't you
Metacritic.
say that Speed had a $30 million budget?
Yeah.
Yep.
Speed 2 had $110 million.
God damn. I see 160 million. Holy shit.
That movie, that
Movie
film
tank.
fucking stinks.
Fuck that, man.
Damn, that movie sucked.
How did
like-
Sandra Bullock even end up in this situation again? What are the chances?
Dude, William Dafoe's in this movie. And Tamora Morrison, by the way.
They were just like, we're gonna double the fuck down.
That shit stinks.
We are
4
sinking
years later,
all of
3
our
or
money
4
into
years
this
later.
shit.
Speed 2 should have been the movie The Chase with Charlie Sheen. Have you ever seen that film, Dex?
Say it again.
The Chase with Charlie Sheen?
No, I haven't seen that.
Great film.
Same director, too. That's crazy. I think Speed 2, literally, no pun intended. Oh, he did Laura Croft, too, but almost sunk his career. Anyway, that has been a One Take Podcast. You can find us at One Take Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Please, I tweeted about it the other day. Please leave us a review. If you have an Apple iPhone. If you have an iPhone, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Goes a long way for us. All it takes is a swipe of 5 stars or 3 or 2 or 4. But please do that for us. Announcement coming soon, Dex?
We can just announce it now. Fuck
No,
it.
Jim, you have to wait till Jake is here.
True.
All right. We will announce our big news teaser move coming soon. Listeners of the pod who've been listening from day one, thank you very much. You've helped us out a lot, and we really, really appreciate you. And big things coming soon. Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. We out here. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys. Sick 'em. We out.
Oh, God. Don't do that.
Yep.